Sean Strickland has a reputation for being a loose cannon, and this has got him into various altercations over the years. The people that cross him come away with a bruised ego at best, or battered and bloodied at worst, and Strickland savors every second of it. It's no secret that he gets pleasure out of hurting people, and it's to the point that for him, it's almost a drug.
How often do you think about like murder?
Oh, 24/7. But yeah, you know, man, it's just like, it's fun to hurt people.
You don't understand, like I truly have a deep down urge to kill somebody.
This desire leads Strickland to pick fights with anyone and everyone, even the men that protect his country. Earlier this year, Sean made an enemy of the entire Navy SEAL community after he posted this video disrespecting them.
I don't think there's one fucking Navy SEAL who could survive a week training with me. I'm kind of sick of seeing it, because like, you guys think badass, come train with me for a week. I'll show you what's up. I'll fucking break it.
Various SEALs took to the internet to respond to him, including one who claimed that Strickland has nothing on the Navy SEALs.
Sean, we get it. You're a badass, bro. But check it out. Your training partners get millions of dollars and they actually live. My swim buddies, they die every single year. Do you have any idea what that means? We've already proven that any kind of beatdown will not break us. But our training will simply just end your career, Sean. Sean, you talk about taking people's souls from their body. Well, me and my boys, we've actually taken a lot of real souls from people. You know what I'm saying, bro?
This video raked in millions of views, and of course, Strickland wasn't gonna let it go unanswered. He posted an invitation on Twitter to any Navy SEAL who dared to come fight him, saying violence is my love, and if some Navy SEAL influencer wants to give me a therapy session, I'm game. The guys who made the videos about him didn't take him up on it, but one former Navy SEAL did. Mitch Aguiar, a pro MMA fighter and former SEAL, met up with Strickland to spar him at his gym. Of course, there was only one thing on Strickland's mind: beating him to a pulp and making an example out of him.
Bro, like people they think Navy SEALs are like the boogeyman. Like, no, you ain't the boogeyman.
Mitch came across like a pretty nice guy, but he made two mistakes. The first was agreeing to get in the cage with Strickland in the first place, and the second was agreeing to do 5-5-minute rounds.
I don't want to knock you out. I want to make you quit. I don't want to quit from the leg. I'm being nice. You know you're going to quit. You know you're going to quit, Mitch. Come on! Breather.
Body.
It looked like a father toying with his son, and the punishment only got worse from there.
I'm not gonna knock him out.
Stop the leg, bro.
Cut the leg, bro.
Stop the leg first. Good, Mitch.
Where's the bell go wrong?
At this point, Mitch could hardly even protect himself, leaving his face wide open for Strickland to hit, and it was only round 2 out of 5. What that Navy SEAL said in his response video sounds pretty stupid right now, but one thing he was right about is that SEALs are very difficult to break.
Don't quit. You got 2 more rounds.
My legs are already.
Are we quitting? Are we quitting?
Who knows how, but Mitch got back in there, and the last 2 rounds were brutal. It was just hard to watch at this point, but Mitch managed to make it to the final bell. After the fight, Strickland sent one last message to the Navy SEALs.
Navy SEALs are tough, dude, but MMA, we are the toughest motherfuckers on this planet, hands down.
What if I told you you could communicate your ideas in the form of stunning videos like your favorite YouTubers do? The kind you've always wanted to create and will be excited to share with the world. You'd be able to do this in the most seamless, intuitive way possible, irrespective of what skill level you're at, with in-video AI. Here's an example of a super realistic video generated by in-video AI, where a man is trying to survive a post-apocalyptic world. You can edit the video in real time with simple prompts to introduce new elements to the story. And you can use in-video AI's voice cloning feature to narrate the story in your own voice. Unlike traditional video tools with steep learning curves that only solve for parts of your video creation process, in-video AI is the creative partner you've always wanted that removes all friction and makes the process so intuitive and fluid that it disappears, allowing you to focus entirely on your vision and ideas. You can try in-video AI for free using the link in the description of this video, but if you want to use their generative capabilities, I highly recommend you go for the generative plan that starts at $96 a month. This will save you hundreds of dollars that you would otherwise spend on editing, animating, and other production costs. If you're already an in-video user, you can simply go to the add-on section and buy generative minutes there. Now back to the video. In his spar with the Navy SEAL, Strickland was just beating up on a guy clearly not on his level, but there's one situation where he took on a man more skilled than him and hurt him even worse. Israel Adesanya's run-in with Strickland was the stuff of nightmares. Izzy is a mixed martial artist and former UFC middleweight champion, known for his exceptional striking ability. In September 2023, he got in the octagon with Strickland to defend his belt. The expectation was that Izzy would walk through him, because on paper he's the far better fighter, but what happened shocked the world. Izzy's problem started in the build up to the fight when Strickland started dredging up his past. On September 6th, 2023, Sean posted on Twitter linking to a video by the MMA guru covering Izzy's relationship with dogs.
You can see by what is censored on my screen right now. He did something so weird to his own dog that feeding it mouth to mouth became absolutely nothing in comparison.
He went on to show a Twitter account that Izzy had been following for 2 years, in which a girl roleplays as a dog, as well as other pictures and clips from across the years that suggest Izzy has some sort of weird kink. This was a loaded gun that Strickland was more than happy to fire at the press conference for their fight.
Come on, Izzy, give me something, bro. What the f?
When you argue with a fool, those who are watching can't tell who's who.
Oh, there we go. Hey, you know what? You know what, man? The moment I post the video of me jerking off my dog, they will put some credibility to that. Fucking puppy porn, man. I had to double check that shit just to make sure it was legit, and it was legit. Hey, you guys, I'm up for it. You guys motivate me. It's gonna be awesome to bring the belt back to the States. No more painted nails, no more dog collars for you guys. Let's go.
Izzy hardly hit back during the press conference, but you could tell the comments Strickland was making were bothering him. He was being made out to look like a creep, and he had no answer for it. The only option he had to save face was to deliver on fight night. But when September 10th rolled around, Strickland didn't come to play. From the first round of the fight, Strickland walked Adesanya down, keeping him on the back foot and giving him little space to breathe. He kept the pressure on, backing Izzy up towards the cage and limiting his offensive options. With 27 seconds left in the first round, Strickland managed to land a huge right that caught Izzy clean and knocked him off his feet. Sean then tried to go for the finish and it looked like he might get it, but Izzy weathered the storm. The following rounds didn't go much better for Izzy, and honestly, Strickland made it look easy. At the end of the fifth, after a dominant performance throughout the fight, Sean started taunting Izzy, goading him into attacking, but Izzy wanted no part of it. It looked like he'd given up, even though he would have known he needed a knockout to win. The fight then went to decision, and Strickland won on all 3 judges' scorecards, making him the new middleweight champ. Absolutely no one could have predicted the fight would go this way, and this is arguably the most embarrassing defeat of Adesanya's career, because not only did Strickland publicly humiliate him in the build-up, but he went in there and beat the crap out of him too. Whether it's physical warfare or mental warfare, Strickland will take whatever he can get, and when he bumped into Machine Gun Kelly in Las Vegas, he couldn't justify hitting him, so he went for the second best option.
What just happened with Machine Gun Kelly?
I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Go.
What happened?
I'm easy to find, vampire man.
Later on, Strickland posted on Twitter saying, "I almost hit a vampire tonight. They said his name is Machine Gun Kelly. How do you have a dope-ass name and dress like a 13-year-old goth South Park character?" Dana White, the president of the UFC, was asked about the situation in an interview and he wasn't impressed.
Sean Strickland tweeted that there may have been something between him and Machine Gun Kelly. Can you talk to me about what happened there?
You can't bring Sean Strickland around any other human beings. It's like, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with Machine Gun Kelly. It's about humans.
MGK clearly made an impression on Strickland because he went on to post a video ripping into him further.
I made a fucking vampire wearing a man bag with painted nails that was so insulted that I didn't know who the fuck he was. He acted like a woman because I didn't know, nor do I care who he was. Dude, you dress like a fucking vampire wearing a man bag. You are a fucking slight on society, bro. The fact that you exist is fucking mind-boggling. The fact that you exist makes me think we need to go back to 1776, bro. You are less than a fucking man. You have blood-drinking rituals.
In an appearance MGK later made on the Impulsive podcast, one of the hosts asked him about the situation between him and Strickland, and he called him racist and homophobic.
I don't know this guy from a crumb of bread, right? I didn't know who he was when I met him. I got hip afterward that he's like insanely racist and homophobic and just not my type of guy, so I would have never even wanted to shake hands with him in the first place. As a person who's just giving you big bro advice, learn this. Shut the fuck up and don't speak on me anymore and live your life. But you won't, and I'm going to continue laughing at you because you're a fucking idiot.
Strickland's obviously in the wrong for going after him for the way he looks, but you just know there's no way in hell MGK would have said that to his face. The only thing in this situation that might have shocked Strickland more than MGK's appearance was finding out that he's with Megan Fox. Strickland was a big fan of Megan back in the day, and when he learned that they're together, he posted a tweet saying this: "You guys, what the fuck is going on? Transformers Megan Fox is with that thing? What the actual fuck has happened to the world? What did I miss? Is she okay? Is this man the devil? At Megan Fox, are you okay? Do you need assistance?" Even though he likes Megan, recently he's managed to get into beef with her too. Following his encounter with MGK, he allegedly made comments about Fox's kids dressing like transsexuals, and she sent him a DM about it.
She was actually cool. So Megan Fox DM'd me. I was like, oh, famous level.
Yeah?
Nah, she wasn't. It wasn't that kind of DM. She was and bro, I'm a fan of Megan. How many times
Who's not a fan?
Hey, yo, Megan, how many times have I jerked off to you in Transformers when I was a kid? I was all fucking day long, dude. I had some road rash with Megan Fox. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Jennifer's Body, Transformers.
Everyone watching this has jerked off once to Megan Fox. So she hit me up, and I got a woman, I'd never do anything wrong. So she hit me up, and I was like, fame level reach, and the message was actually really kind of fucked up. It was kind of fucked up. It was more of like, hey, you know what? My kids get bullied, and like I get bullied online because you said they're tranny, and like they're not trans. Like they want to dress like rock stars, and I'm just like, sorry, Megan, I'll shut the fuck up about it, dude. I'm like, but you still drink blood and shit. Like, you still do a lot of weird shit, Megan.
Yeah. But do you think you bring it on yourself?
Kind of, yeah.
Right?
Not kind of, definitely.
Come on, you guys. Yeah,
but you know, I mean, there is a point where like,
you don't want
I shouldn't make fun of your fucking kids, dude. Sure. I get it.
That's probably the first and last time we'll see Strickland apologizing for something he's done. So far, we've seen Strickland beat down on a Navy SEAL who's also a professional fighter, and Israel Adesanya, who's a world-class mixed martial artist. But if you were to think he only fights guys with experience, you'd be sadly mistaken. In February 2024, Strickland met an influencer called Sneako who'd recently started training in the gym. Sneako had done streams with several UFC fighters, and they'd all been kind, respectful, and instructive. So when he met Strickland, he invited him to spar, thinking nothing of it. However, Sneako clearly didn't know enough about Strickland and the kind of guy he is, because if he did, there's no way he would have made this mistake. Just before they got in the cage together, Jake Shields, another mixed martial artist, warned Sneako about Strickland.
Should I wear headgear or no? Yeah.
Do you guys have headgear?
Yeah. Let's see if someone has one.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap up.
Can't leave best part Sean, dude. Oh my god. I don't think he realizes what he got himself into. Yeah, Strickland's not the nicest guy to spar, but whatever. It's too late now. You're already in it, so. At this point, it'll be good for you to go out there and get fucking.
Let's train afterwards too, though. I mean, I'm just gonna like.
We'll do like some cardio after.
Should I do headgear or no headgear?
You should do headgear.
Definitely headgear.
Even though it was starting to sound like a pretty bad idea, Sneako still decided to get in there with Strickland, and he did it without a headguard. For the first few minutes of the spar, Sean allowed Sneako to take shots at him while barely putting up any resistance. He kept talking to Sneako, taunting him as he ate his punches. Stood next to each other, you can see just how much of a size difference there is between them. Sneako looked like a kid in there, and Strickland was just toying with him. As the spar went on, Strickland began counting down to when he would let loose.
We got 4 minutes. As we get closer to the 3-minute mark, you're about to feel significantly more amount of pain. They should be setting in right now that nothing you can do can hurt me. And this is a moment that as you're realizing, you're about to have a really bad fucking day in the next minute.
Strickland was taking pleasure in the whole thing, knowing full well what he was about to do. 3 minutes into the spar, he completely switched up and started wailing on Sneako, throwing heavy shots that could have been seriously damaging. There was literally nothing Sneako could do besides try his best to protect himself. People kept throwing in towels, but Strickland completely ignored them, and the fight was only stopped when someone jumped in to break it up. Sneako came away with a busted nose and some bruises, which was a lot more than he bargained for, but at least he didn't go down. Following the fight, Strickland got a lot of backlash, with many people calling him a bully, and he responded with this video.
You know, the thing about like sparring, I am not a good man. I tell you guys all the time, I make mistakes. I do things I shouldn't do. I'm not a good man. I like to hurt people. We all know this. Like, I've never hid this fact. And when you spar like these guys that want to spar, there is no respect. You haven't earned it. You haven't proved yourself. You don't deserve not to get hurt. Yeah, no, if Forrest didn't jump in, I would have took your life if I could.
There really are no rules when it comes to Strickland. This is a guy who goes to the gym and takes on 3 people at once just for fun. He's simply not wired like the rest of us. And one thing he definitely doesn't take kindly to is being disrespected. A while back, Strickland had a run-in with a professional boxer named Dennis Douglin. Douglin had been posting all over Instagram saying that if anyone could last 10 minutes in the ring with him, he'd pay them $1,000, but they had to pay him $100 up front. He didn't get any takers, but of course, that was until Strickland saw the offer.
Pretty much a boxer issued a challenge and said nobody could stay with me.
That guy, that's what I was talking about.
He was an arrogant fuck. And I sent him a message saying, hey, I'm joking, like, or I showed up and he didn't have a mouthpiece. I'm like, hey, we don't even do this, bro. Like, I don't want to hit you. Like, he's a professional boxer, high level boxer.
Oh.
And he's like, don't worry, you ain't gonna hit me. I don't need to spar with a mouthpiece. And I was like, all right, well, you arrogant fucker, you're gonna find out, you motherfucker.
Strickland got in the ring with a point to prove, and it didn't take long for Dennis to realize he made a big mistake.
Come on, big man. You wanna run your fucking mouth, big man. You're a fucking man about it, big man. I'm little. Come on, fucking team. I'm ready to fucking die here, you. I'm gonna fucking die. Go die. I'll get fucked up, you kids. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck you. Go. Come on, you fucking pussy. This is what you wanted? This is what you wanted. Yeah. Come on, bitch, bro. Throw your fucking country. Go. Let's go. Throw, you motherfucker. Fucking throw that bitch. Let that bitch go. Stay home. Get the fuck out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come here. Right here. So big ass.
3. To be fair to the guy, he did hang in there, but Strickland absolutely dominated him. What's funny is that Sean refused to take the $1,000 for winning, because clearly the satisfaction he got from beating him up was payment enough.
Well, no one got finished, but good ass work, my boy. You got my respect. I don't need money, bro. That was all work. Thank you.
It's a hard task to find gym footage where Strickland isn't completely battering his opponent. But recently, a Japanese kickboxer named Rukiya Ampo, who's soon to fight Ryan Garcia, gave him a good fight. In some moments, he managed to get Strickland on the back foot, which is a lot more than can be said for everyone else. Rukiya looked good, but he was moving around a lot compared to Strickland, so as the rounds went on, he started to gas out. One thing Strickland is exceptional at is conserving energy and only moving with absolute purpose. Towards the end of the fight, Rukiya's breathing was heavy and he was struggling to keep up the same level of output. Strickland, on the other hand, looked like he could go for another 5 rounds. Respect to Rukiya because he put up a really good fight given how much of a weight disadvantage he had. At this point, we're seeing more footage of Strickland fighting randoms in the gym than we are of him in the octagon, but I'm not complaining. Love him or hate him, he knows how to entertain, and as long as people keep standing up to him, we'll keep getting content like this.